Welcome to 2A Cops, Cops Supporting Gun Rights. My name is Keith. And if you're new to the channel, we got a lot of new people. I am a 30-year retired police officer. All right. So I just spent the last 20 minutes yelling at my computer screen after watching rambling Joe Biden talk about how he's supporting the police. And of course, whenever he talks about supporting the police, he always throws in gun control. Like we somehow support gun control. The problem is, you're going to watch this and you're going to somehow think law enforcement is all for this. He couldn't be any more disrespectful than doing it right now. The speech that he was giving was for Police Week. Police Week starts now, and it's where we go to Washington, D.C., and we honor the officers that have fallen over the year. And just to give you an idea of the numbers that we are losing, just in officers dying from accidents and murders during my career, there was 4,122 cops that were killed during my career. I lost quite a few friends, so when I hear the president get up and start rambling, I get a little pissed because what he's saying is wrong. So we're going to go through the speech. I want you to listen to it. We're going to talk about some things because I think the public needs to know what we really think about all of this instead of rambling Joe, making it look like we somehow support the bullshit that he's putting forth. All right. If you want to hear what cops have to say about gun control, if you just want to support us anyway, hit that like button, hit subscribe, leave a comment. Even if your only comment is, I'm here for the algorithm. If you don't know how to spell algorithm, just put a dot down there. All of that helps because we are getting suppressed because we talk about guns. We talk about law enforcement. We show videos of guns. We slam the government routinely for what they're doing. And so the algorithm hates us. So that little bit helps us. And I appreciate that. All right, let's cue up the video. I want you to hear just a couple of pieces. And then I want you to understand why we're pissed.
I signed the most sweeping gun safety law in nearly 30 years to make sure officers are not outgunned on the streets. We're also
outgunned on the streets. I want the citizens to have what I have. Why? Because when I'm in trouble, I want them to come to my help and put that bad guy down. You know what? I don't know if you guys saw the recent video that a donut operator did where an officer was receiving fire, was in a gunfight, and he gave up his backup gun to the citizen to help him return fire, not just happen to be a retired cop. What a bunch of bullshit. No, man, I want you to be armed just like me. All right, so let's move on.
strengthening background checks for gun purchasers, cracking down on illegal gun sales, and reining in so-called ghost guns that officers have told me are increasingly found in crime scenes.
All right, let's back up just for a minute, all right? Good old Sleepy Joe. The cops that you talk to, what cops are you talking to? You talk to police leaders, and the police leaders you talk to, if it's a city police or state police or federal law enforcement, those are all political appointees. They don't speak for us. Go back and look at my prior video where I talk about chiefs of police and how they're lackeys for gun control and doing exactly what the Democratic Party wants them to do. Now, the sheriffs tend to be a little bit more conservative because they are elected and they can speak up. But let me tell you right now that most of the guns that I was in the San Francisco Bay Area, the guns that I dealt with were all stolen for the most part. Nobody went out and bought a gun, passed a background check, and then went and committed a crime. It doesn't work that way. So again, it's a bunch of bullshit that he's spreading out there, and he's making it look like, oh, I'm talking to law enforcement. We're in this together. No, dude, you're on your own. We want nothing to do with you. You're an idiot. And so's your friend Kamala. Go look at my prior video where I showed that she was high while she was giving a speech. Sorry for the swearing, kind of losing it if you can't tell.
And my crime plan seeks another $37 billion to hire 100,000 more police officers trained in community policing.
All right. Here's the government spending more money. Oh my gosh. You want to hire 100,000 more cops? How about this? How about you do something to retain the cops that you have? Defunding the police absolutely worked. You realized that you couldn't defund us, so you made it the Democrats made it so miserable that none of us wanted to be cops anymore, and I'm one of them. And we all left because it's a bunch of bullshit that they're creating. We can't do our jobs anymore. We can't go out and defeat crime. We can't do anything because you've taken the ability away from us. You've legislated our ability to stop crime. You have You've basically, what is right is wrong and what's wrong is right. You have turned suspects into victims and victims into suspects. And now you want to spend more money to hire more cops. Where are these cops going to come from? Nobody wants to do the job because you made it so miserable. The Democratic Party made it so miserable. Now, the Republicans aren't that far behind. The Republicans have not been doing a whole lot to support us either. But whatever, just want to throw that out to you so you can vent with me too.
To provide law enforcement with mental health and wellness resources, and to ensure that they have more school counselors, psychologists, social workers responding to a crisis alongside them as they show up.
That's it. We could have a whole parade when we show up to a call. That's exactly what we want. Half the calls we're going to, we shouldn't be going to anyways, because it's not a law enforcement issue. You just chose to send law enforcement because there's nobody else to do it, and we become the garbage men of America. Instead of putting in all this money to hire all these people, how about we teach people to raise their kids right and not be little Neanderthals running around committing crimes all the time? How about we start holding people accountable for the crimes that they do? But no, the Democrat way and the Joe Biden way and the Kamala Harris way is to continue to throw resources at it and go ramble on.
To invest in programs that are proven to tackle the root causes of crime.
You want to tackle the root cause of crime? Then start teaching people to raise their kids right. We'll go back to the way it used to be, and America will be great again. All right. I wanted to throw this out to you. Number one, it was completely disrespectful for Biden to play this speech during Police Week. Every year, the Democrats flub a speech where they can actually go out and support us, and they don't. They fall flat on their face, and instead, they piss off every cop in America. This speech just came out. I can guarantee you that when I go into social media and start looking at the cop pages, they're all going to be losing their over this. All right. Do me a favor in the comments, show us support for all the cops out there. I know we're all going to complain about Biden. Do it. That's fine. But do me a favor, leave some kind of show of support for the cops. I don't think you guys realize how many active cops actually read the comments from 2A cops. They reach out to us all the time, but they don't speak up because they can't, because they don't have the First Amendment right. So they can't get up like I can and rant about how screwed up our government is. So throw in a little like good pick me up for those cops that are out there that are watching this. And that's all I got for now. Remember your ABCs. Always be caring.